50 Cent has spoken out about why Diddy's name did not appear in the Epstein files. When you start linking the reports, the missing videos, and the witness statements, some people believe a bigger picture starts to form. 50 Cent is preparing a new documentary, and he says it will call out major figures in Hollywood who really ran Epstein's private island and what truly went on there. In this video, we'll go through the names, the links, and the mystery of why Diddy was not in the unredacted documents.
One person who wasn't in the Epstein files was Diddy. And this person said the reason why Diddy wasn't in these files was because he was his competition. So I was like, man,
he was whose competition?
Epstein.
Oh,
Diddy was Epstein's competition.
No way.
Diddy wasn't at none of the Epstein parties or the islands.
That's crazy.
Just a week ago, the Department of Justice released more than 3 million pages of records, around 2,000 videos, and about 180,000 images connected to investigations involving Epstein. Many pages had heavy blackouts, but the sections that were readable still showed ties to extremely powerful people. One name many expected but did not see was Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy, who has faced over 100 lawsuits accusing him of abuse, has often been compared to Epstein because of the seriousness of those claims. So people began asking, if both men moved in similar elite circles, how could there be no connection? What made it stranger to some observers is that Diddy's longtime associate, Jay-Z, is mentioned many times in the files. In one document, Epstein is described discussing how entertainment and celebrity culture kept the public distracted. Jay-Z's name appeared in that context more than once. Critics argue that many people close to Diddy seemed to cross paths with Epstein, yet Diddy himself did not appear. Online theories claim a third person's name is blacked out in several meetings between Epstein and Jay-Z. And because the same space is hidden repeatedly, some believe it could point to one individual. That idea remains speculation, but it has fueled debate.
Now, this is a tip back in 2009 that was sent to the FBI that references Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Pusha T. It says, on July 10th of 2019 at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, someone called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to identify herself as a victim of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others. This person said in approximately 1994, she revealed herself as a past victim of abuse by Epstein. She described the abuse that occurred during parties, and she also described someone as a friend of someone. In approximately 1996, she revealed that she resided with someone somewhere. An unknown man abducted someone from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, known as Jay-Z. This person claimed that Harvey Weinstein inserted his fingers into. She believed that she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. This person estimated that she was abducted on 7 occasions, awaking each time in an indoor setting. She said that she suffered abuse on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated. She claims that she recalled Leon Black and William Barr, the current United States Attorney General, being present during some of the occasions of the abuse.
After Jay-Z's name surfaced, 50 Cent reacted and repeated that he plans to release a documentary. A few weeks earlier, he had already said he was working on a second part of his project on Diddy, promising to reveal additional names that he claimed to have. 300 hours of unseen footage that could link other people to the story. Supporters of this theory think the film might try to show how Jay-Z, Diddy, and Epstein may have shared the same social networks. They argue it feels odd that the same people met each other repeatedly, but supposedly never crossed paths directly.
No, 50 Cent was somewhere stretching his fingers like, another post. 50 probably woke up, saw the headlines, and said, God is good. 50 Cent jumped on Instagram and posted the article on his page and wrote the caption, I know I'm late on this, but this is kinda crazy. What do you do to get thrown into that mix? And he posted a picture of Jay-Z and wrote the caption, damn, they got my man Jay in the Epstein files. I gotta do a doc on this. Bro, don't tell me you about to do a Jay-Z documentary that's gonna be even more spicier than the Diddy one you dropped. Now, we all know that 50 lives for moments like this. This is like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and tax season combined in one. 50 don't even need facts, he needs content.
Some commentators say the lives of Diddy and Epstein show surprising similarities, A few even suggest they might have acted as assets for outside interests, though no proof has confirmed this. Suge Knight once spoke about rumors that Diddy cooperated with federal authorities. Others have pointed to the large number of cameras reportedly inside Diddy's homes. One viral post claimed those devices could have been used to gather leverage on powerful guests. Epstein, of course, was also known for having cameras in many places. Material released in the files mentions surveillance equipment in his residences and offices. Several victims said they believed they had been recorded. Still, like the alleged Diddy tapes, the government has denied possessing such recordings. The theory many people repeat is that any footage would have been used for blackmail.
Jeffrey Epstein's victims have long said they believe they were being filmed by the ex-offender. And this footage from a spy cam style camera inside Epstein's Palm Beach house appears to show just that. The footage has been obtained for the first time by Channel 4 News. Because the quality is so grainy, during our investigation we analysed it frame by frame, and we've slowed it down here so that you can see what's happening. A man, likely Epstein himself, at one point looks towards the hidden device. Images of what seems to be his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as what appears to be several women or girls. So how do we know what this is and where it comes from? Epstein's Palm Beach property was raided by law enforcement in 2005, where police filmed this footage. Pause it here. You can see his office in the corner of the ground floor living area. This is the exact same office captured in the spy cam footage.
Because of that, some believe Epstein and Diddy might have communicated about influential individuals. Rumors followed Epstein for years before his arrest. Nicki Minaj recently posted messages online about what she believes are dark links between entertainment and power. She criticized political leaders and hinted she might one day speak in detail about what she says she has learned. Her comments added even more heat to an already intense conversation.
Here's what Nicki Minaj had to say. She wrote, "Your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up." And yeah, she's not the first person in Hollywood to say that. I just don't know how much could be in our face anymore before we wake up and realize these people are ruling over us and they win when we're fighting with each other. That's just the reality. I really don't see how you can have a ton of success in Hollywood and not be in the club, because Hollywood was founded upon this. I just don't really care what you call me. It's time for everyone to wake up.
Others point back to statements Kanye West made years ago when he mentioned Jay-Z and Pusha T while talking about hidden dealings in the industry. Supporters say those old remarks now sound different after the document releases. Though authorities have not charged the artists with crimes related to Epstein,
People like Jay-Z and Pusha T, they made their living killing our people. So how the f they gonna stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much, right? But you think they would ever, oh, Beyonce had the best fit for somebody else? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You think they would ever tell the truth? No, if they told the truth about anything, they'd go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So you have liars. Man. Liars are now the face of our culture.
Jay-Z is far from the only famous person people are discussing. Readers say the files contain references to billionaires, politicians, and international figures. The British royal family also came up. Prince Andrew was named again in the latest material. Among the items were photographs that appeared to show Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor in compromising situations. Those images have circulated widely and drawn renewed attention.
Bring in writer and broadcaster Esther Krakow joining us from the UK. Esther, this is a shocker. He is a disgrace. What more can the royal family do? They obviously want him to hide from public sight forever.
Yeah, I think the latest basically series of the Jeffrey Epstein files is kind of what pushed the king over the edge. And I'm sure he's kind of slowly losing his mind because they wish the scandal would go away. But obviously the complete lack of judgment by the Yorkses, so Sarah Ferguson and the prince formerly known as Andrew, has just kind of made this much worse. I mean, I would say this latest entrancement has shown actually the greed of Sarah Ferguson. But on Prince Andrew, there was a picture that is now circulating of him on all fours hovering over a woman that we don't know, that is not moving. And obviously this doesn't necessarily suggest any wrongdoing, but it just shows the kind of the degree of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And I think the real scandal that people just can't get over is the fact that he actually repeatedly denied having any sort of contact with Jeffrey Epstein after his conviction for pedophilia and trafficking. And that's clearly proven to be false. Even Sarah Ferguson, in an email exchange a couple of years, I believe, after he was convicted, said that she wanted to be his pet. So clearly this is not someone who had disavowed this man until they actually had a public falling out, I think in 2011, where they severed the ties completely.
See, some of these Sarah Ferguson emails are pretty disturbing too. It seems that she's aware at least of the role of girls and beautiful women in all of this. She seems to be encouraging and even offering up people.
Before moving to other names, many observers stress how serious the accusations in the files are. While reviewing documents, some claim they found references suggesting Epstein took babies from young women. A diary entry from 2002, reportedly written by a victim, says she gave birth at 16 or 17. She alleged Epstein forced repeated pregnancies, with some children taken away and others aborted. These claims are deeply disturbing and remain part of ongoing debate.
Jeffrey Epstein had a secret child who was taken from its teenage mother at birth. This according to newly unearthed documents from the investigation into Epstein's crimes. Buried in the latest batch of the Epstein files are claims that Epstein fathered multiple children, including one by a teenager. In an anonymous diary entry, a woman describes how at 16 or 17 years old, she gave birth to a baby who was taken away from her just moments after delivery. Included is a copy of a pregnancy scan dated to 20 weeks gestation. She alleges Ghislaine Maxwell supervised the birth and writes that Epstein told her he wanted to create a superior gene pool. The diary was shared by the woman's lawyers, with federal prosecutors investigating Epstein and Maxwell. The Times was able to confirm the woman's real name, but has chosen to protect her identity. I was not able to verify the woman's claims, and if true, what happened to the newborn. It's never been publicly confirmed that Epstein fathered any children, and there's no mention of any offspring in a will he drew up in the years before his 2019 death in a New York prison cell. But several names in the will have been redacted.
This was not the only time such accusations appeared. In older interviews, critics argue Epstein spoke in ways that seemed to reveal more than he intended. He reportedly defended his behavior by saying he provided financial support. What happened to the children after being taken has not been clearly shown in the public documents. Epstein was charged with human trafficking, and shortly before his death there were reports he might cooperate with investigators.
Be some of those videos in these latest releases, and we can play a couple of minutes of that now in which Epstein discusses being a sex offender.
Is your money dirty money? If you live, just ask a question. Is your money dirty money?
No, it's not. So, in fact,
why is it not dirty money?
Because I earned it. A heart.
But you earned it. You earned it. We went back to this before. You earned it. You earned it, advising the worst people in the world, right? That do enormous bad things, and just to make more money.
So, instead of asking me the question, should you take the money? Because I think it's a legitimate question.
Do you think it's a legitimate question?
Yes, no question. Because I think ethics is always a complicated subject, but I can tell you that with the money I gave to help try to eradicate polio in Pakistan and India, instead of asking me whether that money should be given to these children for vaccines, I think you might want to ask their mothers who received the vaccine, who know their child now won't get polio, and ask them if Epstein should have helped these people.
Another name drawing attention is Bill Gates. 2 emails dated August 18, 2013 were included in the release. One message, described as a resignation note connected to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, mentioned concerns about medicine obtained after encounters with Russian women. Online sources claim Gates relied on Epstein to arrange meetings with women, and some say this played a role in his divorce. In an NPR interview, Melinda said the document release brought back memories of difficult periods in their marriage.
Bill Gates responded. Go ahead, Rob.
To a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health. You know, in retrospect, that was a dead end, and I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him.
You've no doubt seen the allegations, including some of them from the last 24 to 48 hours. Are they true?
No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself.
Draft.
That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that.
The problem is some of the things that he has sent, some of the information about other people that has come up in those files has been true. Why would he do this and say this about you, do you think?
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Government figures were mentioned as well. According to emails in the files, U.S. Commerce Department Secretary Howard Lutnick visited Epstein's island in 2012, despite earlier statements suggesting contact had ended in 2005. In a message from December 2012, Lutnick's wife Allison wrote about plans for the visit. During congressional testimony in February 2026, Lutnick confirmed he had gone there for about an hour with his wife, for children, and their nannies. Elon Musk, former head of the Department of Government Efficiency and one of the wealthiest people in the world, also appeared in emails where he seemed eager for invitations from Epstein. 12.
A top Justice Department official says the review of the Jeffrey Epstein files is over. The same official indicated there would be no new charges. Now the Trump administration is facing backlash from Epstein's survivors and Democrats. This was California Congressman Ro Khanna yesterday.
There is a demand for elite accountability, but the survivors' lawyers that I've talked to have said that the survivors are still upset. They're upset that many of their names accidentally came out without redactions, and they want to make sure the rest of the files come out.
CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us from our Washington bureau with more on this. Scott, you've been sifting through as much of this as you can. What's in this so-called final batch?
It's a process. We're still working through millions of pages here, Errol. And it's worth noting these were released more than 40 days after the legal deadline for the Department of Justice to do so. No one besides Epstein and former associate Ghislaine Maxwell has been charged, but the Department of Justice insisting its work is done has only fueled more controversy.
As more papers come out and more people respond, the focus is slowly moving away from pure shock and toward responsibility. Being named is one thing. Understanding how such a network could exist is another. If you want news about 50 Cent's documentary, explanations of new releases, and discussion about how these links might fit together, subscribe and turn on notifications. Share what you think in the comments. Is it coincidence, shared social circles, or something larger?